I would like to welcome you all to the 2012 Mayor's Recognition Awards. My name is Jeff Kuhn, and I'm the current chair of the City of Fort Collins Commission on Disability. The Mayor's Recognition Awards are presented by the City of Fort Collins Commission on Disability, and our commission serves to advise the Fort Collins City Council on issues relating to citizens with disabilities, and also to act as an advocate for people with disabilities in our community. These awards have been presented annually since 1982 in order to recognize individuals, businesses, and agencies that have made significant contributions to persons with disabilities in the City of Fort Collins. This ceremony is planned in conjunction with October being National Disability Awareness Month and National Disability Employment Awareness Month. On Tuesday of this week, I had the honor of receiving a proclamation from Mayor Karen Whiteconot that proclaimed October to be Disability Awareness Month here in the City of Fort Collins. At this time, our commission would like to honor one of our own for the work that he has done over the past 4 years. Mike Devereaux has volunteered his time and efforts in making Fort Collins a better place to live for persons with disabilities. Being wheelchair-bound due to a spinal cord injury, Mike sees firsthand every day the challenges that face those living with disabilities in our community. As someone recently said to me, Mike could have every excuse for not being able to get involved, but he finds a way almost every day. From working with barrier busters to improve accessibility to businesses in Old Town, to working with PTAG to help improve transportation options for those in wheelchairs, Mike is in many ways the face of the Commission on Disability in our community. So, for all that you do, Mike, I'm proud to give you an honor on behalf of your fellow commission members. So if you could please come up.
Thank you, Jeff. I really appreciate this. It's quite a surprise, but I enjoy working with the Commission on Disability, and I really enjoy getting out with the community. It's a lot of fun for me just to stay busy and to try and help people with disabilities, especially the ones that can't get out and speak for themselves. So, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All deserved. Thank you, Mike. So at this time, it's my honor to introduce to you Mayor Karen Whiteconot.
Thank you, Jeff. What a great day to be in Fort Collins. The weather, the celebration. I'm always delighted to be able to come to you as the mayor when we celebrate the good things that Fort Collins does and keeps on doing. So thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to do this. Before we begin, I'd like to pose a simple question. How much can the world change? Think about your lifetime. Think about the lifetime of this body, the Commission on Disability. 30 years ago, the commission was formed and held its very first Mayor Awards event. The world was a very different place then. We like to reminisce about the good old days, but it would be hard to characterize 1982 as a good time for people with disabilities. The Individuals with Disabilities Act was still the Education for All Handicapped Children Act. It was a piece of legislation in its infancy, really. Schools were still struggling with implementation. Children were still being excluded from classrooms. And early intervention was still a dream for the future. The ADA, the American with Disabilities Act, wouldn't come into being for another 8 years. There were no workplace protection for children with disabilities, and everyday tasks like shopping or taking the bus or going to the doctor were often insurmountable challenges due to the physical barriers and the inaccessibility. Much has changed, and we thankfully are living in a better world. There is more understanding, more inclusion, more compassion, and certainly more respect. Legislation has surely changed the lives of those living with disabilities, but more than that, humans practicing humanity has changed the lives of those living with disabilities. For 30 years, the Commission on Disability and the Mayor's Office have come together to celebrate this truth and to honor the dreamers, the doers, the world changers. Today, we meet here again in acknowledgement of all that has been accomplished in the lifetime of the Commission and in celebration of all the challenges that we will overcome in the future. Meet our award recipients today and be moved by their vision, be challenged by their diligence, and be inspired to become a world changer too. Fortunately, good works are not limited to our award recipients today. The Commission received a record number of nominations this year, and we'd like to take this time to say thank you to all those nominees whose work is vitally important to our community. I'd like to invite all nominees present to come forward when your name's called, and I'd like to personally shake your hand and congratulate you. Mary Elizabeth Lanahan. The Volunteer Income Tax Assistance. Spirit Crossing Clubhouse. Thank you so much. Cooper Home. Project Search. CM Cares. Thank you, Christy. Thank you. CS Unity. Melissa Wolf. Greg Seabaum. Otterbox. A Face to Reframe. Renee Lee. Fiona's Deli and Catering. Whole Foods Market. Truman's Coffee House. Thank you, sir. Chris Seppas. TJ Maxx. Katie Dockery. And Columbine Health Systems. Thank you. Those were all our nominees this year. Appreciate that. Our first award recipient is an expert in creating opportunities. In a world where 80% of adults with intellectual or developmental disabilities struggle to find work, the ARC Thrift Store creates opportunities for many of those individuals to have meaningful and authentic jobs that, in the words of nominee Wendy Robinson, reignites them as a person of value. Could I have ARC please join me, the representative? Thank you. It takes its earnings and pours them not into upscale locations or flashy advertising campaigns, but rather into local ARC chapters that creates opportunities for education and advocacy. Without those dollars, that vital work wouldn't exist. The beauty of their model is that it invites entire communities to participate in creating compassion. When a family donates to the ARC store, they become part of the loop. When you shop at an ARC thrift store, you become part of the loop. And if you're looking for an opportunity to be part of something meaningful, ARC Thrift Store has simplified your search. It's my pleasure to present the 2012 Partnership Award to the ARC Thrift Store. Congratulations. Would you like to say anything? You may. Please.
Thank you much, Mayor and the wonderful citizens of Fort Collins. We've been in Fort Collins for over a decade. We're proud of the work that we get to do. We're proud of all of our great employees. We have a couple of our employees sitting here with us today. And Haley and Rob have joined us, and they are also prior Heroes of the Year award winners for our thrift stores. The mayor was talking about, what's happened over the last 30 years. Over the last 7 years at our thrift stores, we had 10 employees with disabilities. Today we have 150. Over the next 7, we'll double that, and over the next 14, we'll triple it. So we're very committed to providing employment opportunities for people with disabilities, personally meaningful to me, because I have a wonderful little boy who's 9 years old with Down syndrome. So I appreciate this community and how you embrace people with disabilities, and we hope to be here for a very long time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lloyd. Our partnership award. Our next award is the Employer of the Year. It recognizes an employer who provides authentic work opportunities for people with disabilities, or who creates a positive, supporting workplace for others who work with those with disabilities. This year, the commission faced a very happy dilemma. The pool of nominees for the Employer of the Year was so deep and so rich that setting on one was a challenge. And so, being as decisive as impossible, the commission opted to be generous instead. Today, we're going to recognize 2 employers who have partnered with this community. They have opened the doors to possibility and promise by simply opening their doors to the underutilized talent of people with disabilities. First is Gibbs New York Bagels. Gibbs New York Bagels opened their door to its first store in 1994. And since that time, it's proven that it's not just in the business of making great bagels. Owner Mike Holland believes in a community and in the ideal that local business should benefit their neighbors. His approach to running Gibbs shows that this belief is more than just words. It is a guiding principle that makes a true impact on the Fort Collins community. Gibbs strives to maintain both a local and a green presence, tapping into nearby food suppliers, reducing their carbon footprint, and sticking to the 3 R's of sustainability. Each year, 10 to 15,000 Gibbs bagels are donated to organizations like Foothills Gateway, Habitat for Humanity, and the Mile High Down Syndrome Association. Thank you. I bet you make those, huh? Giving dollars locally is also a priority at Gibbs, and organizations like Respite Care have benefited from that generosity. As the 2012 Employer of the Year, Gibbs has welcomed workers with disabilities, giving them a home to develop working skills, earn an income, and know that they are valued and respected. Mike Howland has changed lives by simply seeing the worth of everyone he interacts with, and in building Gibbs Bagels around that ideal. Ask his employees why Mike and Gibbs New York Bagels should be honored, and you'll hear the proof. Larry says that Mike cares for his employees, and that Gibbs is a fun place to work. Daniel calls Mike his second dad. And Ken, who has worked at Gibbs for 15 years, has Down syndrome and puts it nicely when he smiles and says, "It's me here. People treat me nice, like a worthsome person." Let's welcome 2012 Employer of the Year, Mike Howland and the Gibbs New York. Please.
I'm Rachel. I'm not Mike Howland. He unfortunately couldn't be here today, and he really wanted to be, but we just wanted to say thank you to the commission and the community for recognizing something that we very much love to do and just love to be a part of this community. So thank you.
Thank you. Our next Employer of the Year recipient is both a new face and a familiar friend here in Fort Collins, Sprouts Market on LeMay. Sprouts Market on LeMay, formerly the Sunflower Market, is a regional business with a local feel and has been a vital part of our community. For the past 4 years, they have worked in a successful and productive partnership with Spirit Crossing Clubhouse, which is part of the Touchstone Health Partners System, formerly known as Larimer Center for Mental Health. They have played an integral role in changing lives by offering traditional employment opportunities to clubhouse members with mental health disorders. These positions are truly authentic. They offer a competitive wage to workers and allow them to gain skills and experiences to carry into their next phase of life. Nominator Ken Draves writes of their partnership. The real-world work experiences have been rewarding for employees, giving them experiences and personal and professional growth opportunities they otherwise might have never gotten. The program has been an important cornerstone of how Sprouts does business in Fort Collins, touching the lives of all its employees. Not only are clubhouse members enriched and impacted in life-changing ways, but 2 employees, including the store's general manager, Leland Kaler, have come alongside Spirit Crossing Clubhouse and joined their advisory council. It is with great pleasure that I present our second 2012 Employee of the Year Award to Sprouts Market. Please, if you don't have to, but please.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Sprouts is excited about being a part of our Fort Collins community, and just got to tell you that we work with folks with disabilities, but we have found that our team gets more out of it than what we give. We're just excited about the opportunities to be able to help people to succeed.
Thank you. Next is the Employee of the Year. The Employee of the Year award is given to an individual who embraces his or her call to do impactful, life-changing work for and with people with disabilities. Every school day, nearly 2,500 local students ages 3 through 21 receive special education support through the Poudre School District's Integrated Service Department. They are the Employee of the Year. Could I ask a representative from the Poudre School District's Integrated Service? Their needs are varied. Some require minimal support. Others have significant medical and educational challenges that must be addressed. The youngest are just beginning a lifelong process of learning around and through their disabilities. The oldest are in a place of transition from safety of school to the reality of adult life. Administrative personnel, teachers, and service providers require leadership and coordination to do most effectively meet the needs of each student. All of this must be accomplished in the must face real budget constraints and in compliance with complex federal and state regulations and timetables while staying true to the Poudre School District mission to educate every child every day. It's a daunting task, and that's where Sarah Belleau comes in. Sarah is the director of the Poudre School District Integrated Services and was nominated with enthusiasm by her administrative staff. Her colleagues write, Sarah is consistently able to inspire, motivate, support, and lead not only our integrated services team, but our entire integrated services staff of about 500, who help students with disabilities reach their full potential. She truly believes that all students can achieve and become contributing members of our community through a strong educational partnership between home, the school, and community. Or in the words of a parent, I just know that she cares about my child. Sarah's passion for changing lives, her grace under pressure, and the strength of her commitment to Poudre School District integrated service students and staff make her uniquely suited to this position, and I'm honored to present Sarah Belleau with the 2012 Employee of the Year Award. Thank you. Please.
First of all, thank you, Mayor. Thank you, members of the commission. Thank you, City of Fort Collins, and especially my team members who nominated me for this very special award. I'm humbled and I'm honored. When I was told about the award, I was speechless, truly, and highly emotional, but I'm not speechless right now. So I have a few things to say, as I told the mayor. So I have a few things to say about the wonderful people that are in my life and help support the mission, because we don't do anything alone. We work together. Together we're better, and together we can accomplish so much. Have you ever asked a person the question, how are you doing? And they say, I'm living the dream. Yeah. I am living my dream. I work for Poudre School District, whose mission is educate every child every day. It can't get any better than that. It's awesome. Dr. Nancy Wright is right back here with Jan Borman, our Executive Director of Student Achievement, Assessment, and IT. And they certainly support that mission and support the department in which I lead and me every single day to help support students with disabilities in Poudre School District. For them, all means all. My dad's here with his wife, Marion. You know what? My mission for serving started early, and it was the example of my father. His background is education. He also served on the local school board for years, eventually as president. You know, I learned about the importance of public schools through him. I learned about the importance of all students through him, and that everybody's important no matter what. My husband's here too, taking pictures, you know. You know, he's been by my side, my goodness. Who could build a better adaptive chair than my husband? He's come to school when I was teaching or a therapist and measured students. You know, he's certainly been there as a partner and taking care of my home when I couldn't be there because I have a different mission, which is to serve students with disabilities and make sure our programs are running really well. I also have a leadership team back here, and I would like you all to stand up because you really help lead the work that we do in Poudre School District. Would you please stand up? These are amazing people. The mayor talked about the fact that we actually have over 3,000 students that come through our doors that may have a disability every single year. We have over 500 staff members that we work with, but this leadership team, this is only part of them, lead the work. They're amazing. They're committed every single day. They're dedicated to the work. They have passion, they work tirelessly, and they have great desire to make a difference. When I say we're better together, I mean that. We are better together. We don't do anything by ourselves. We must work together to make a difference. I've worked in special education for over 30 years. I certainly have received far more than I've ever gained. Every day that I've gone to work, I remember that parents have entrusted me with taking care of their children, and I've never taken that lightly. I am very honored and thankful. Thank you very much for this award.
Next, we come to the Service Provider of the Year. The Service Provider of the Year Award recognizes a business or organization that provides exemplary and life-enriching services to people with disabilities. This year's Service Provider of the Year, we all survive, yeah, was nominated once, but twice for the impactful, authentic work it does every day with adults with disabilities. That fact stands as a testament to the importance of their programs, the reach of their services, and the beauty of their mission of support and empowerment. Missy Toomey nominated Elderhaus for their adult daycare program. Do we have the representative from Elderhaus? The nomination, her husband Taft participates in the program. Taft is here. And she writes passionately about how it provided a good place for him to grow and thrive. Elderhaus has provided him a place to go every day with many people that have similar experiences. Traumatic brain injuries, difficulty communicating, yet still wanting to do things every day, not just sitting around and waiting for bedtime. Elderhaus truly has an individual therapeutic plan for everyone, and TAF involved with others that are interested in hiking. Going to town for coffee, going fishing, billiards, being in the community and feeling engaged. The support group he belongs to has actually helped him to improve his communication and connect with others and want to be doing more, like biking again in a different way. But he still is biking, a passion we thought he would never enjoy again. Tracy Devereaux, whose brother participates in Elderhaus Mindset Creative Community, is also an enthusiastic supporter of the facility. She commends their strong advocacy of people with disabilities, and she speaks of the meaning and the dignity they have restored to her brother, and says simply, they changed his life. They changed my life. Join me, please, in welcoming Elderhaus, the 2012 Service Provider of the Year, Jennifer and Taft.
Thank you very much. It's just so special, and it's such an honor to be recognized for something that honestly we're blessed every day to get up and go to work. So it's just such an honor to be recognized for that. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we come to the Volunteer of the Year. The Volunteer of the Year award is reserved for an individual who contributes his or her time, effort, and heart to making our community kinder and more compassionate home for people with disabilities. Ryan Davenport has been a volunteer coach for the Special Olympics for the past decade, and while that may seem to make a prime candidate for the Mayor's Award, he is actually our nominator today. During his tenure as coach, he has been awed time and again by the energies and efforts of one person, the mother of an adult son with Down syndrome, our 2012 Volunteer of the Year, Lois Douthit. Ryan reports that Lois is a can-do person, filled with enthusiasm for Special Olympics program and always able to encourage other volunteers, coaches, and athletes. Although she is retired, she has tirelessly organized new sports events in our area, recruited volunteers and athletes, and managed Special Olympic teams. Always present, always active, Lois has devoted her time and talent to making the Fort Collins Special Olympics a vibrant, challenging, quality opportunity for athletes with disabilities. Today, we commend her for the rich journey as a mother, as an advocate, and as a volunteer with the Special Olympics. Please honor Lois Douthit, 2012 Volunteer of the Year. Did you wish to speak?
Oh, yes, sir. I really thank you for this. This is quite an honor. I also want to say, anybody who wants to volunteer for Special Olympics, there's something there for you. And if you have any kind of sport that you're interested in, and you just aren't a professional, but want to play, volunteer, because we have wonderful unified sports teams.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The Spirit of Fort Collins is our next award, which is presented to an individual, a business, or organization that exemplifies the spirit of Fort Collins not only in their acts of kindness, but also in their passion for creating change and the respect for people with disabilities. This year, the Fort Collins community joins with Foothills Gateway as it celebrates its 40th anniversary. What they have accomplished is laudable, but what Foothills is quick to direct accolades to those who have come alongside and made their road easier. Shortly after Foothills Gateway came into being, a group of Fort Collins women saw a need and decided to band together and to lend a hand. That initiative was the beginning of the Fort Collins Service League. And since then, a strong partnership has been forged between the two organizations. For 33 years, the Service League has hosted kitchen capers a delightful door-to-door tour that showcases some of the most beautiful homes in Fort Collins. Kitchen Capers is a perennial favorite that finds its way into many a calendar year after year, and the funds from this event and other small functions have raised nearly $1 million to benefit the clients of Foothills Gateway. These monies act as a supplement to the federal and state funds administered by Foothills Gateway and fill in many of the gaps in the funding. Could I have the Fort Collins Service League representative, please, come forward? The efforts of the Service League have enabled Foothills to meet the needs of clients in a more holistic way, contributing to the creation of a kind, positive, and compassionate community for all of our citizens. In addition to their hallmark kitchen capers, the Fort Collins Service League is proud to host an annual Christmas shop at Foothills. That must be coming soon.
Yes. December 12th.
Glad that we mentioned that. Service League members provide new items, and Foothill clients are given the opportunity to do some secret shopping for family members and caregivers. Santa visits, food is shared, and the hectic schedule of the holiday season takes a back seat, if only for a little while. The event is fun and lighthearted, but it reminds everyone that life is best lived with respect, dignity, and self-determination as the center. Finding a friend who sticks with you, lifts you up, and lends you a hand for a short time is remarkable. Foothills Gateway and its clients have enjoyed that kind of friendship with the Fort Collins Service League for 38 years, and that's miraculous. For providing advocacy and awareness, for their unrelenting enthusiasm, and for their steadfast commitment to doing the right thing day after day, year after year, we award the 2012 Spirit of Fort Collins Award to the Fort Collins Service League. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I want to thank all of you, the mayor, the commission, for honoring us with this award. Fort Collins Service League is so proud to be a part of this community and to be able to give so much to Foothills Gateway. They give more back to us than you can possibly imagine. Every year at the Christmas party, you realize what Christmas is really about. They are a wonderful community to serve, and we feel privileged to do so. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we come to the Dorothy Lasley Memorial Award. The last award is for the Dorothy Lasley Memorial Award. It spotlights a person with a disability who is an active voice in the community, champion for the rights of all people with disabilities. Consideration is given to the nominee's contribution to the community through volunteering, organizational membership, and/or community leadership. It's named for Dorothy Lasley, who was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis at the age of 2. This necessitated the use of a wheelchair for mobility and later caused the loss of Dorothy's eyesight. Ms. Lasley worked tirelessly through her lifetime towards removing both architectural and attitudinal barriers for citizens with disabilities. She was an advocate for people with disabilities, donating countless volunteer hours until her death in 1983. She worked for equal opportunities in employment, transportation, housing, education, and independent living during a time when society was first beginning to recognize the value of including all its citizens in daily life. In many ways, she was a pioneer. There are few things more exciting than seeing a young person pursue something with passion, and that makes this year's presentation for the Dorothy Lasley Memorial Award especially fulfilling. Dorothy was a pioneer, so let me introduce you to the next pioneer, Connor Kelly. Connor Kelly is a sophomore at Fossil Ridge High School and a young man bound for big things. We've met several times, so I know this is true. Being born with Soda syndrome might be seen as a disability, but for Connor, It has simply given focus to the more important things wired in his DNA, things like strength and courage and determination. You may have heard of Spread the Word to End the Word, an initiative to challenge all people to take a pledge to eliminate the use of the R word from their personal vocabulary. The cumulative aim is to strike the word from our national discourse, but big changes take a lot of work. No, not daunted by hard things, Connor has embraced the cause and turned it not just to a Boy Scout project, but to a one-man crusade against disrespect. He has given interviews, appeared in the Coloradoan and the Denver Post, and provided training to every willing high school and middle school in the Poudre School District. He has been a featured panelist at the Human Relations Commission Anti-Bullying Summit and is a continuing inspiration to the Commission on Disability. He's young, there's a lot of years left here. There are some R words that apply to Connor: resolute, relentless, and remarkable. And respectful. Yeah. Commission on Disability Chairperson Jeff Kuhn rightly calls Connor the ultimate self-advocate. Indeed, in that arena, Connor more than excels. He is an advocate for himself, for his peers, for his community, and for his generation. Connor Kelly is without a doubt a world changer. Our 2012 Dorothy Lasley Memorial Award winner goes to Connor Kelly. Thank you. And I will let Connor, Connor can have the mic, but I understand we have to limit it.
I'll make it short.
Okay, it's yours.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you,
Hey, you're
Commission.
tall, we can stand.
Okay.
We can stand tall together.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Fort Collins Inc. and the Commission on Disability. I would just like to thank you for this award, and this couldn't have been done without all of my support group, which is my grandma, my dad, my mom, and my sister. And trust me, there is a great honor to be the Dorothy Lasley Award winner. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good. We began our time together with a question: how can the world change? It's clear that in my lifetime, in your lifetime, tremendous change has been wrought in how our society regards people who face unique physical, developmental, emotional, and intellectual challenges every day. Legislation has made us take a closer look at those that were at best undervalued and at worst discarded. And what we have seen is remarkable, because we have seen dignity and beauty and worth. The work that brought that to bear continues today and will continue tomorrow. Today, we have peered into the past, celebrated the present, and now we anticipate a future as we answer the question anew: how can the world change? Much has been accomplished, but there are still barriers to bust, still stereotypes to dispel, still doors that must swing open wide for you, for me, for everyone. Join me. Be a Connor Kelly. Be a Lois Douthit. A Sarah Belleau. Be an advocate, a volunteer, a voice. Cast a stone and change the world. Thank you so much, and to all the recipients, congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor White-Connaught, for coming out today. But before we go, I would just like to point out, as luck would have it, today was conference day at Poudre School District, at least in my daughter's school. So my wife, Linda, and my daughters, Bridget and Gretchen, were able to make it today. And thinking back to 1982, when I definitely had a different hairstyle and different waistline, but I was a junior in high school, and I think of the world 30 years ago and how much really has changed. Every day my daughters get up, get ready for school, get on the bus, they go to the same school. Gretchen receives some services from Integrative Services, and I can't say enough about the work that they do. And it's just a normal routine. Every day these girls get up and go to school together. They come home together. You know, they argue on the bus, everything. And I don't think that would have been true 30 years ago. So the likes of the people in this room have made the world a much better place for my family. And I thank you all for the work that you do. So thank you all for coming. Congratulations to all the nominees and all the award winners. Much deserving. And we look forward to seeing you next year. Thank you very much.